Welcome, ladies and gents, to FACEIT TV. I know you're zoomed in on me right now, but James is busy. So you got me for these two matches here for the DreamHack European qualifiers. And so we've got some interesting stuff going on. Got a lot of teams qualified, and of course there are 5 spots to qualify. So this has created a situation where now we have myXMG playing Flipside, Hellraisers are going to be playing alternate, and you might be wondering, why do they get a second chance? Why is there another life? As these teams, some of these teams have actually lost already. Well, it is because there are 5 spots. So myXMG and Flipside is going to be the game we are going to be going on to, and of course SMF and Freeze are going to be playing for myXMG. They're without 2 from their regular lineup, and Mirage is going to be the first map, and that was picked by Flipside. And then we'll have Overpass, chosen by myXMG, and then Inferno. The interesting thing here is actually that Flipside played 3D Max yesterday and kind of destroyed them. They kind of wrecked them completely on Overpass. So it's an interesting pick. But we're going to jump into the game now, as we just had the knife go live. So let's see how things actually go here on Mirage. So it looks like Flipside were able to win that knife round and get themselves onto the CT side, which is certainly a good way to begin this one. Alright, so we can see so far that myXMG are just playing things slow. It looks like they want to go for this this play onto A here, so they can get a bit of mid-control as they make their way through Connector. They already have players in place on Slope and Palace, so it's all about just getting position first. And Flipside, can they spot this first? That's a nice little boost there from MSL. Actually going to take down Benji over by a shot, and Twist is going to get a return. So 4 versus 4 now as the push is coming in onto the A bomb site. There's SMF, going to be trying to hold them over towards CPO, and by the call space there through onto CT spawn, and myXMG are holding all the angles. There's no way in at all, but Flipside and myXMG with a nice pistol round will take it. And I really liked that, actually. That was very, very, very cool. I mean, we saw the 3 players making their way into middle. They kind of limited the vision of the CTs by sticking to some, 2 players down underpass. Of course, you can get into mid without being spotted at all, unless there's someone jumping in the window. Then they're able to just lock it down with a well-timed push. And now we're going to see the CZ armor come out from Flipside as they invest here. And it's all about the gamble, and so far it looks pretty good, actually. They are getting a lot of frags up into that slope push. myXMG struggling to get forward now as Asilian is left in a 1-on-2 with that Galil. That bomb is down in front of him, and Benji's here by the stairs. Max health on him. Dumas is on 5, so he just needs to distract Asilian. Oh, nasty tag there onto Asilian, down to 20, and Benji might just take him out. Still under 20 health. Flipside look to connect more bullets. This round has completely just blown up in the faces of myXMG. Flipside with a very, very good read on the situation. Those CZs as deadly as ever. So you see Asilian going to rounding the angle, does find Dumas. And he's going to pick up the AK-47, but just 20 health. Benji can so easily do this. And here he comes from the top of the stairs. Asilian's going to have to react. He does miss the first shots as Benji is just playing with the angles, and he's going to get the peek. And what a devastating round there for myXMG. Flipside with the perfect read on that situation, or perhaps the just their guess going correctly. And Benji's going to be able to save himself the AK. So things definitely going well for Flipside now. And myXMG will be doing very well to get themselves back in the game quickly as they get stuck in the door. Good job there. I believe that is Freeze there. Nicked up as no. And then they go, just a straight up B push. Not much apart from some CZs and armor themselves. So let's see if they can do what Flipside just did to them. The bomb does get dropped. It's only Freeze left. He's going to be able to take down Berg. And he does look for more shots. Already 2 players taken out for Flipside, so that's some decent damage. But from this investment, they certainly want to find more. So jump back onto Freeze now, as we can see. He is going to be able to take another kill, but he's down to 15 health. But that's pretty decent. 3 frags is going to allow them to stop the general growth of the economy of Flipside, as they're going to have to, fully rebuy their weapons now. And Kevlar, M4s, grenades, that's about a 5k buy-in between 3 people. That's like 15k. And from winning the round by elimination, each player gets about 3,100 or 3,150, I think it is, which times 5 is about 16k. So the 3 frags are able to stop the growth of the economy at myXMG, and that's going to keep them into the game. So Flipside have to keep themselves very... Oh, wow. I can't believe he actually connected that through the smoke there onto Freeze, but Flipside have to play a very efficient game here. They can't give anything away. And look at that, MSR actually getting boosted through the window, going to be able to take one off guard, and Zendi's forced to connect onto these shots over by the connector, and that's actually working out very well for him, able to put the stop down, and the bomb is dropped there in front of the stairs. And Dumas going to swing on through onto the angle on top of that bomb. As SMF did find himself the M4, but only 24 health left. Very unlikely to get any more damage done, but once again, 2 players taken out, and now myXMG going to be going for the buy. And we can see that they have been keeping down Flipside's money quite a lot. So Flipside are basically on eco if they lose this one. So that's myXMG doing a very good job when they were running the ecos themselves and keeping Flipside in this position. And all they have to do now to get back into the game is just to get these picks, get this round up for them. But already actually an aggressive push from Twist up middle. He's not going to spot much, but if he does see the bomb, that's going to really inform them a lot as to what's happening. MSL going to go down as we do see that Twist unable to find anything on middle yet, but they are pushing all the way up. Benji's there on short, not going for the refrag, not quite close enough, instead smoking it off as the bomb does get whisked away by myXMG. And wow, Free's going to be able to pick up a kill there towards jungle onto Dumas. And it's a 4-on-3 in favor of the terrorist side. The Danes, myXMG. As they do have a bit of a reaction here to the pressure coming in from the B apartments. This is going to allow myXMG to easily take the A bomb site. There's only one player left here. It's actually Zende. He's all the way behind the smoke on CT spawn. So wonderfully done by myXMG. Flipside would do very well indeed to be able to find a retake in this situation. They do have a player on the flank, in fact, and we'll have to see if he's able to do some damage. He is spotted, so SMF going to be able to handle this, or he should be able to handle this. The nade going in, it's going to help him take down Benji. Zende up onto the side, takes down Asilion. Looking really good there for Zende. That's a nice double. Spots the last player, but it's only Berg left alive. And in fact, no, sorry, there was one more Freezes left in the Palace. He smoked off, but that's too much time killed now for myXMG. And despite that last frag from Berg, certainly a very well done round by myXMG. Flipside, having done actually so much damage, they might force it up here. They should have, I don't know, it's a tough call. I mean, Zende would have to throw some Famis's around. I don't think they're going to go for it, but it would be one of those spots where if they just, in fact, they are going to go for it. This is nice. I was going to say, I mean, they knew that they did so much damage there that the economy of myXMG is already so crippled that keeping the pressure on is actually really worthwhile. Because if they're able to take this round, then obviously they can bring the momentum back. But if they ecoed this round, then they're going to have a much more difficult time getting back in. So SMF then are going to be the man to pressure towards the B apps, towards the B sites, and to keep the Flipside players on that side of the map from rotating or trying to push for information in middle. As we do have SMF and MSL moving through towards middle here themselves. Bomb up middle as well, so it does look like they want to go for that A play. And there is a Cillion there, he does get spotted by Zen there. And now it's going to all come down to what can be done here by SMF and by MSL, the last 2 players left. MSL boosted up, does get the spray onto Berg's face. Gonna go turn the corner towards jungle, finds Dumas, won't be able to take him out as Flipside hold on with a very strong round. And are going to crush through here. So a very lackluster buy insofar as they were not able to purchase all the grenades they wanted, all the utility and resources, even some FAMASs. But in the end, Flipside able to take the round. So we do have ourselves a situation where they could start to take control of this game. Got the B push coming in now. They're just going to go for the no-nonsense B push. Got Berg on the case right now. Right below first man of contact is Berg. As he is going to spot them jumping through the smoke. Does have the M4 in hand. That's one frag he's going to find. More to come as he just guts them completely with the M4. And we have Zende just in for the cleanup and very limited damage done. They did find the kill onto Benji, but it's certainly not something that's going to leave them sleepless at night, as they do have more than enough cash to go around for now. And indeed, Flipside are starting to gain that momentum, and myXMG are struggling. So we'll have to see now exactly what myXMG have in the bag to show us. And look at this, mid-aggression coming in from Flipside. Looks like this is going to spot pretty much everything that's going on. They already took down the players on mid. We're going to see some coming from the underpass with the CZs, but it's not really going to work out for them as they have the bomb up middle. Beautiful push from Flipside, mixing in that aggression. Oh, very nice there. P250 frag onto Dumas. That's going to allow Asilion to start working with this AK-47. certainly the lack of Kevlar is going to pose some issues, as he will be quite vulnerable to the aim punch. So he's going to have to make his kills quick and clean. We do have SMF actually over by the B apps, and it looks like Flipside are certainly cognizant that someone could be around this area. In fact, though, we aren't really seeing anyone looking in his general direction, so it looks like he's largely gone undetected, as Vasilian is going to find himself some play over by CPL. So he's been spotted. SMF could still make this round possible. It would be very interesting if he's able to find a first quick kill for free. So a lot of tension as this round, as Vasilian does try to find his way onto another frag, and there it is. SMF does find himself a quick kill. Vasilian now trying to capitalize on them perhaps being distracted by SMF's position. Going to go for the push. He gets taken out, and SMF shortly afterwards. But he did manage to do some damage. 3 players getting eliminated there. The AWP's still alive though for Twist, so Flipside look really comfortable, I gotta say. And I would love to see more aggressive pushes from there. Maybe some underpass pushes coming in, or perhaps, you know, some apartment pushes, something like that. But there we go. We're actually seeing the push down through underpass, and Berg going to go flashing in, but he's going to get eliminated straight away. The risk not paying off for Berg. And Benji going to try to find himself a frag in middle, but he's not quite looking towards underpass, so you've got to be really careful that he doesn't get picked off. He's quite lucky to get out of there alive. We are going to see the mid take by myXMG, as they are readying themselves up to move through the connector. We do see Freeze here looking towards short, so they've got all the angles covered, and we can see MSL's actually there in the connector itself, and with Hunden ready to go on the slope. It's just a matter of time till myXMG are in the positions that they need, and they've pushed MSL into this position. This is kind of the key point of this round, is MSL's now in position. He finds a frag actually, and this might just cue the rush immediately, as he did take down the player towards Palace. This is going to allow myXMG to get in much more easily, but they know MSL is still in the vicinity. And look at this, there's Freeze with the AWP. I don't think they're going to be counting for him to be there, as MSL is finally going to get taken out. And Freeze with a big job to do. He's got to cut off the rotation, and there it is. Twist falls. Zender going to be coming in now with Benji. Benji is going to try to make his way up the stairs, but he can't stop the plant. Vasilian going to get the bomb down. 2-on-4 now as Benji is looking at all the angles. Great Molotov towards the back of the site, actually, and that's going to force Vasilian out of his position. As Zender comes up, looks like they are struggling to make frags. In fact, scratch that, 3 come almost immediately, as we do see Freeze so far away. He was supposed to be the lurker, catching the players rotating, and he got 1, and that was a beautiful retake there from Flipside. That was very impressive indeed, and definitely that was a really smart Molotov, you know, into the back of the site. Lovely stuff to see that, and we'll have to see if Flipside are going to be able to stop myXMG now in this round as well. That really looked like a myXMG round. They might go for a similar play. They do have players in place to try to get someone into the connector. There it is, Freeze on the angle, going to find himself the kill on the Twist, and Zender goes in for the trade. So a lot of traffic towards middle right now. It's quite the bloodbath. It's getting quite scrappy. MSL is down to 8 points of health, and they do have the bomb just sitting in T4 more or less on Hunden. Is Hunden even moving? Okay, he's covering Palace actually, as his teammates try to push the CTs back from middle. When this has actually happened, if they can push them back from middle and short, they can get a player in connector, they can get one into the ladder room, and then they can start to really create some options towards A or B. But it is that massive battle, and so far both sides sustaining losses. And finally, Flipside, they've got Sendo on 8 health, Benji on 27, so they're getting a little bit low, and they're allowing myXMG, as they get less and less confident to challenge, to have their positions that they want in middle. Up connector they go. Dumas ready. Sprayed down now, but he's able to find more frags. Benji coming in as well. In comes Freeze alone with 7 points of health. That's a great shot onto Dumas, but 3 more to find with 20 seconds left. This is unwinnable now, as Flipside can just kill the time, or they can just go for the frag. And there we go, 8-2. Flipside with a good start. And once again, it's worth noting, yesterday when they played 3D Max, they played Overpass against them, and they crushed them. I think they did get the CT side first, which would explain it in part, as Overpass does tend to be a little bit nukey at the moment. But at the same time, Flipside showed more than capable strategies and tactics on that map, and execution as well. And that is myXMG's pick. So this is worrying now that Flipside are able to be so dominant on here on Mirage. But you never want to question the Swedes on Mirage, do you? So we've got Dumas there on a great angle. Let's see if we can find him again. He just drops off of the toll booth as he did spot somebody. I think it was MSL actually, who got tagged down to 11 points of health. But so far, so good for Flipside. They haven't actually given anything away, and myXMG are actually rotating back around from B to try to find a play onto A. So far, it looks very difficult for them to find a pick. It takes so much work for them to get a pick. And early in the round, they were trying to play for a pick, but it didn't come. So now they're just saying, all right, well, let's try and execute. Now we've got a player pushed into connector, which seems to be often a goal to get MSL there. They can get the three-pronged attack going into the A site. And we are going to be ready now to see these grenades coming in. And Flipside's player is actually getting cut off. It's isolated in CT spawn. We're going to have to rely on the players coming from stairs, and it is in Zende we trust as he picks up the first kill. Twist going to find one of the M4. The jump across from Free is going to be able to get the hip shot there onto Zende, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And Flipside absolutely destroy this rush, and myXMG left without an answer here for the defense of Flipside. So far, they are adapting very well to the strategy of myXMG. And the general approach from myXMG does seem to be find picks, play off the picks, and you know, if we're able to get a trade, then they'll be able to do something off of that. But we haven't really seen much of that, have we? So we're going to go into another set play, it seems, with the AKs, and they have lost so many rounds in a row, they can keep the buys going. But look at this, Dumas really closer, and his teammates are pushing up middle, and they're pushing up B-App, so they're going to figure this out very quickly. But will it be quickly enough? Perhaps it doesn't need to be. If Dumas connects in this position, it's all going to be over. It's going to be lights out from myXMG. Only going to get one frag, though, as the rest of his team just charges through the connector back onto the retake, but they are smoked off, and the bomb will go down. Setting the clock on the round, myXMG looking much better now than they have in previous ones. Re-smoke's coming in. Zender, though, not smoked at all at CT spawn. Pretty much everything else has been smoked, but they've left that angle open. See, Zender's going to be coming in now with Berg, and Hunter's going to get gunned down from two sides at once. Zender charging through towards every single nook and cranny of the bomb site as he turns the corner, finds himself freeze. There's one more over at slope. No problem for Zender. There's the double at the end, and that's going to be 3 frags for him, and another round for Flipside. Whether myXMG get that bomb down and the smoke's down or not, it doesn't seem like they can actually close the rounds. And we are seeing, obviously, a great attempt from myXMG to find early frags in the round, but they can't get that either. So at the moment, it seems to be that Flipside are outplaying them on more or less every count, and they need to switch up their strategy if they want to try and take this one. There's the smoke for CPL, and we'll have to see what tactics they have in the bag, if they do have a different approach to the strategy, because I think they've shown us more or less most of their tactics for the current strategies that they've been playing. We haven't seen much towards B just yet, and also a lack of threat created on the B side of the map as well. They might be working towards a short push now that I say that. They do have a player in position towards the B apps who could try to make some noise and create some distraction for the players to make their way up short. Here comes Benji. It's not a very good timing to peek that, and does get caught off guard by Freeze. Then they're going to be going for the stop now. Takes down Freeze. There's another frag. Can you question this man? I think not. But SMF is going to gun him down in the back. And Berg is going to be working on Asilion, has to go for the weapon switch, and it's looking really good for myXMG now. It's all on Dumas as MSL finds himself the headshot onto Twist. Oh, what a snap there from Asilion. Very well done by myXMG as they do pick up another round, but that round was all about the chaos. It was all about finding the heads, and myXMG, you know, this time around they were able to find the frags, but if they run the same strat, I'm not so confident necessarily. You know, Zender's been coming in with so many awesome situations, and it looks like they want to go for a B play again. And we do have Benji on short. We've got Berger, usually, you know, in this car position. This is usually one of the most boring positions to play on the CT side, but it looks like Berger's gonna have a good time right now. They're all gonna be charging through the smoke, and that's 1, 2, 3. Berger gonna switch to the CZ, almost the ace straight away. 4 frags for him, as Twist will finish off the last one with a heavy explosive, high explosive, and that's gonna take the round there for Flipside. Very good stuff there from Berg. And yeah, usually when you're playing that position, you get the least kills of all of your team, but Berg's actually got 13. That said, there has been quite a few plants on the A site, which has required Berg to come in from the rotation. He's been doing quite well there as well. So generally speaking, Flipside pretty tight, running a pretty tight ship all across the board as they go for the middle push, actually. And this is once again going to give them some key information, but if we look at their defense on A, we're looking at it right now, this is it, this map. They're tossing some counter grenades as he gets isolated by that smoke. And he does have his teammates coming up from Connector and Jungle now. Dumas somehow finding a frag, just jumping up onto the crate, as the bomb is going to get planted there towards Connector and Slope. See what myXMG can do with this. MSL casting some bullets through the smoke. In goes Zillion, able to get only one frag, as it looks like Flipside once again all over this. And again, just one frag, and that's going to be the round and a half. Well, decidedly won by Flipside. That's going to be 12-3, and this could all be decided by a pistol. And then we have overpass. So if this just gets out of hand and is instantly won by Flipside, I pray to God for myXMG that, and I'm not even religious, but I would turn religious for myXMG in this situation, because if I don't, it's going to get really, really bad. Because if they aren't going to win the knife round, and they have Flipside starting off on CT on overpass, that is going to be incredibly demotivating, as they're going to be up against another start of a map on the far less favored side. So here we go. Flipside are going to be giving it their all here, moving towards the B app side. And what kind of a strat do we see here from myXMG? They're going with a 2-2-1 split, actually, and it's reminiscent of more or less a standard gun round as well as that we're seeing here. Nothing really all too special from them. Not playing the 3-1-1 retake on A strat. You can see the hopping there from Hunden in the distance. So they do make them out slope, but Cillian able to take a quick frag there before he does go down. But Flipside making their way into the B side. Getting kind of stopped there by myXMG. They're doing a good job in halting the approach, as Flipside now, 2 players left alive, both incredibly wounded. Health advantage with myXMG as Twist goes for the peaks, just trying to shoulder these angles, trying to bait out some shots to get himself a better engagement. In comes Friezo, close range, there finds the head of Twist with the USP, and now it's going to be on Dumas from Flipside. He has found himself a USP as well, though. There are actually a handful of nades and a kit onto the players of myXMG, even that bomb is stuck on the bomb site. Oh, Dumas finds a quick kill, actually. And Freeze going to be able to literally silence Dumas there with his USP. And they do manage to pick up the pistol round. So myXMG definitely going to be happy with this one. Well, to an extent, and they're not going to be very happy, and by the notion of being 12-4 down. But still, at least they get a run of it now. At least they get a chance to start with some momentum. So you are going to see the Bison from Hunden. Looks like they are going to be pushing down towards the underpass, and they do have a player. myXMG have a player on short to actually spot this. Is then going to jump up, finds Freeze that frag, as they do get stuck in middle now, and the smokes are blocking them off. myXMG defending pretty well at the moment. Flipside not able to do all that much. And it will be interesting to see what kind of strategies Flipside have in play for myXMG on the T side of Mirage. As we have Benji now going for the jump up onto the head of his teammate. And this is beautiful. Lovely stuff there. Doesn't find the kill just yet, though. That's not very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. They had the play, couldn't execute. And again, they really need to do some damage here. They invested really heavily. And they're going to get nobody. They got 4 players down, quite weak. In fact, 2 very slithers away from dying. But they're not going to get any frags. And this is going to be a little bit annoying, as myXMG are going to be building that money, keeping themselves as far away as possible from an eco in the near future. As we see the eco coming in now from Flipside. Obviously, having not planted the bomb on the first round, this has created this situation. Making their way into the A play, just going for the suicide run all across the map. As I don't think the bomb really knows where it's going at the moment. Is suddenly emerging by itself from T spawn, but not sure if that's going to be all that effective. So more or less a quick end to this one. pass, and what now? Just Berg with the bomb in the back. He's going to get destroyed by the FAMAS of SMF. So now we get the buy from Flipside, and this is going to be where things get interesting now. What do they have in store? What is the plan? And it looks like, did I just see an AWP in the hands of someone on myXMG? That might be the case. There it is. Going to be on Freeze as Berg tosses over the smoke. Let's see if Freeze is able to actually find something here with this. Let's see, there he is. Going for the peek now from Connector, and that smoke is actually not too bad for him, as he can just see some legs. And the problem is the players from Underpass, as we can see, for Freeze. Let's go back to Freeze for a moment now, as things might just get a little bit interesting. They are going to peek him. Freeze misses the shot, goes down to 34 health, doesn't want to try that one again, and now they're trying to get a pick from Palace. And MSL is able to find a frag as well, so going down one already, Flipside, whilst looking for the pick. And there's another one, SMF dealing with Twist, who was trying to get himself in position for a pick also. So Flipside picking across the board, but not going to find anything just yet. And that's to the credit of myXMG, outperforming them on that strategy. And they do have let's have a look. It is Hunden here in the B apps, just waiting patiently for something to stir in the opponents. And there it is. They are going to get spotted now. Hunden down to very, very low health. Wouldn't expect him to survive much longer, but he manages to actually take Dumas down, pumping him full of bullets from that FAMAS. And Zender's now left alone. And another clean round from myXMG on the buy of Flipside. So this is starting to look very interesting indeed. myXMG getting loads of bank to play with, not losing anybody in these rounds, and all of a sudden, Flipside on another eco. What are they going to do with this one? They're going to be charging towards A, it looks like, and there might not even be that many pre-nades, because there was only one player initially there. They probably could have just run up. myXMG is taking a very slow approach to this one. Stealing ready for a player to push Palace. Freeze ready for someone to push up through middle. But generally speaking, it's like myXMG doesn't have a good defense across the board. Oh, look at that. It's a couple wallbang frags found by SMF as they do charge onto the bomb site. They are able to pick off two players, and SMF is getting really low, but the crossfire is going to come into play, and Flipside are going to get taken out. And they've got the kind of bank to easily take hits like that. Two players, no problem. They're barely off of 10k all around. So Flipside 12-8, rapidly losing their advantage on the scoreboard. It's going to have to find something in this round. Are they going to go for those picks again? They certainly have a bitter taste in their mouth from the last round, in which they managed to fail the picking situations. But Twister's going to try find himself some luck towards the B site. Does miss the shot there onto the jumping Hunden, who will promptly toss in the grenades, and that's going to force Twist to back away. Still trying to look for an opening in the round. Flash there onto short to allow him to peek safely onto Connector, as we do have Asilion, the man with the M4 there. There is no reason for him to peek. They know that there are terrorists behind this position. No need to actually go for the peek, and looks like Twist going to find a really long-range shot onto a player towards CT spawn. Things getting a little bit awkward here now for myXMG, looking for a trade frag, but in fact it's going to make the situation even worse, as now they go 5 men to the 3 of myXMG. And this is one of those situations which is almost impossible to handle. Going to take down Asilion over by Connector. Now they are isolated, one to a side. Hunden going to get taken down as well, as SMF picks up the AWP of his fallen comrade and Freeze, and he's going to try to just save this. So it looks like Flipside taking control of the game once again, but we do have more than enough cash to splash for myXMG, as they are going to be on a very nice buy in the following round. So it's going to take a lot more than that for Flipside to start getting some free ones in the ecos. But generally speaking, a much better round from them. And to be honest, it is pretty simple stuff. They're just looking for picks. I mean, we saw Twist at the start of the round looking for the shot onto B. But instead, having missed that, and the nades coming in, rotating, finding the shot on a player towards CT spawn from the bottom of Connector. So generally speaking, using the position that his teammates won on middle to find picks, and they will actually eliminate SMF as well at the end of the round. So a really good result there from Flipside. And I wonder if they have any set plays in the bag to show us or anything a little bit more elaborate than that. We saw myXMG had a really nice strategy where they push MSL into connector, then swing back for the A push, where they have the ability to hit from 3 angles at once. Those are the kinds of plays that I think are really nice. They're still quite simple to execute, but you can get picks along the way. You're not completely reliant on finding picks and then making a dynamic mid-round call. Instead, you just say, okay, we get picks along the way of getting MSL into that position, then we go back around. But MSL this time going to be finding himself a pick on short as he does get covered by the smoke effectively. And already starting off with the one-man deficit is not the way that Flipside want this to be. I think that is easy enough to say, isn't it? MSL going to find himself a position here, but he was ready for it. Dumas going to take the frag. Twist goes in for another pick. Can he find it again? Did already get one pick the previous round with this. They have equalized things now, but Dumas is severely wounded. He needs a medic, but there are no medics in this game. Came to the wrong game for that. And look at this, the push coming in from CPL and from Connector. Esteliondo ready for something from Connector though. Does take down Dumas as he is waiting for the next player. Has spotted some traffic towards the CPL, takes out Berg. He was on the flank, and now it's all on the man. The one, the only, Zende, ready with the AK-47 in his hand, looking for the shots. Does find SMF, takes very limited damage in that exchange. Oh my goodness! Zende with one through the smoke onto freeze, and there's now just 2 players remaining, but there's 12 seconds to go. They just have to play the clock, but he's going to be able to grab the bomb. Trying to avoid the wallbangs, they get a dink. His belt well and truly rung there, and Zende looks for the shots. Sicilian down as well. Zende working on the 4-man clutch, as he is 1-on-1 against Hunden, and he can't do it. Hunden going to take the frag and get the defuse, but severe damage done, and not only that, but Flipside able to get the boost in that economy, $800 all around as the bomb does go down. So myXMG with the round, but they've got to be fearful now of what Flipside are going to be bringing to the table in the following round. You can see the full buy of the grenades, more than enough to buy up for an AWP if they want. But they just keep it to the AK-47s for now, and this is going to allow them to have enough of a buffer of their economy that if they do lose this round, combined with the 1900 bonus from losing 2 rounds in a row, they will have enough money, especially if they get a bomb down, to buy the following round again. So Flipside still again push a middle, the Pico middle coming out from Freeze, and he has no one to back him up, and that's going to result in an easy frag. It is squared up by MSL, but still things looking very grim. In fact, Incilion going to be able to take down Twist, who still wants to push up slope for those opening picks into the site. And Dumas now in connector, and Flipside in a position. They've got to get the frags. They've got to find more picks and create more opportunities. And it's a slippery slope. Got to take risks now, Flipside, to get back into this one. But in taking a risk, if it goes badly, then by the same token, you're going to need the remaining players to take even bigger risks to try to get back into the game. There goes Ender with the peek onto jungle, into the side there. Spots MSL, some nice compensation in the aim, but he isn't going to be able to get the frag, and now Berg is looking for similar frags. Flipside made their own way, and myXMG are all over this. They know what's happening right now, as we might even see a boost in this position, but in fact they're go straight around through to the stairs to try and find some frags, but this is very exposed at the moment. Can be attacked from so many angles at once. Things not looking so good for Dumas, but he's going to be able to almost get the frag. Not looking for the wallbang just yet. There it is. Finds MSL. Going to be turning the corner now to try to find something on jungle, but still keeping himself alive, keeping Berg covered for the bomb to go down. It will go down, and it's going to be the round saved there. So very well done indeed by myXMG to limit the damage at the end there, but I did like that play from Flipside. They showed some great stuff. They showed some absolutely phenomenal stuff there, despite all that. And we're going to see now Flipside 13 rounds, myXMG 10 rounds. This is looking quite good all of a sudden. If we just check the score, we can see that myXMG are doing quite well in this second half. 7 to the 1. And Flipside not quite liking their money after that situation. So going to be going in with the pistols and some grenades. We can see that they didn't have quite enough, just shy of buying up Galils and so on. Going to be going for the push now up short. Quick frag found onto Freeze. Going to keep the momentum going, not even going to stop for the weapon, allowing a player from further back to pick it up. Zender with the ult pickup. Going to take down Hunden, who was guarding the site. This is looking quite devastating right now. Still, Berg coming into play with that P250. Chopping off the head of MSL, and things getting worse and worse for myXMG. They never knew what hit him. This pace is blinding right now. Flipside getting slowly cut down, though, by the retake of myXMG. Dumas over at Headshot, going to be able to remove SMF. More players to find, though. Asilion, one-on-one. Dumas just has to play the time. Going to go for the peek, though. He gets the frag. He gets the round for Flipside. Beautiful stuff there. The entries from Berg were outstanding, and the support AWPing from Zender, beautiful dynamic play coming in from the Swedes, and that really forces myXMG now into a very, very desperate position. If they lose this one, things aren't going to be so nice for them going into Overpass. That's for certain. They really need to win this. From having seen what Flipside have to offer on Overpass from yesterday, we'll have to see if Twist able to make the frag. He will indeed find the pick onto MSL. MSL without any support there. That was a lone effort from MSL. Very risky stuff. And he gets punished hard. And his team might just get punished even more. But Asilion, with a beautiful response, does take down Benji. But the trade coming in from Zender, very responsible play from Flipside. Very aware are the members of Flipside at the moment. Hunden going to try to find himself a frag as he notices the flashes go in, tries to keep himself as partially blinded as he could. And there it is, does take down 2 frags. Hunden stopping the push. It's a 2-on-2 all of a sudden. And Zender and Twist remain. Twist does find himself the AWP. And Zender is running as fast as he can to support him to get Twist out of that position. Stuck by the car. Hunden is waiting for this, and SMF is ready as well. It comes from the back, and Zender gets taken down. Twist has to come out huge here to try to make this happen. He is going to find himself a quick one-on-one. Can he execute, though? Hunden really, really low, just trying to kill that time so much for his teammate to come into play, but Hunden going to find himself the frag, doesn't even need SMF anymore, and that's going to be the round for myXMG as they go 3 behind Flipside. A Flipside that are so close. So close, but yet so far now, considering how weak their money looks. So once again, the pistols, the shenanigans coming into play. Not much to really say now for the defense. myXMG are playing very passively, actually. No presence on middle at all, actually, as MSL is up in the ladder room looking, staying over towards short, but he's going to get eliminated instantly by Zender. So far, these very aggressive plays for pistols are somehow working out massively for Flipside. myXMG not able to handle the pace. The pace of these Swedes is too much. And Flipside will get the bomb down in all the madness. And as the dust settles, there are lots of smokes. There are 4 players of Flipside in nasty positions, and myXMG actually going to go for the save. And if we can look at their money now, we can see exactly why they are going to go for this save. They fancy their chances. They fancy their chances to actually bring the game back together to an overtime and basically win 4 rounds in a row more than they fancy their chances to win a 2-on-4 retake of this site. So that's actually what they're saying right now with this save. And Dumas is going to keep the AWP alive, and I wonder how they're going to play this. We haven't actually seen a lot of A aggressions in a while. Flipside have been getting a lot out of the middle pushes. Would be interested to see some more action onto A. Even a dry rush without nades could work. Their spawn is not really the best though. Dumas has a really good spawn for apartments and for middle. And looks like they are just going to go for a split. This looks like just a picking setup. And if they go 1 slope, 1 palace, they might be able to do something into A later on. But there is actually a push into middle by myXMG. Flipside going to notice this and fall back. So it does look like they want to get that A split going. The bomb is left in T-spawn, so they can actually fall 1 player back from middle once they get players up there. But look at this, myXMG just sticking together, all 3 on connector. Twist is going to have a hell of a time here. Does get a tag, actually. And he's got to fall back now, as he can get naded out. Look at that, in comes the smoke. And in go Flipside. Zender with an opening there, up from the slope. And the players from middle are going to have to start coming into play. We do have Benji moving up through another room, but this means that he's quite far away, and Flipside need to try to survive, but Zender going to go down. They're losing the position on the A site. there's chaos right now. 50 seconds left for Flipside to actually reposition themselves. And with Benji in this position over towards the window room, they're really fancying their chances onto this B site. But look at this, we have Asilian aggressively moving through to the back of the B apartments, and he is actually going to be ready. I think he actually heard the stepping. They know, I think, that this is coming, especially now Hunden is going to be spacing them from the front. Oh, it gets completely destroyed by Benji's AK, and they're going to make their way into the site. Twisted is looking at the angle through Kitchen with the AWP. Asilian coming from the back. He could blow up the round here, and there is the first pick onto Twist. Yorpa down without any response. Bird kind of come in for the trade. He gets it onto Asilian. There's a 2-on-1. MSL's got 17 points of health. He's going to get taken out, and it's going to be a 16-11 scoreline. Flipside are going to be able to take the first map. Very well played there by Flipside. They had a lot of lovely picking moments into that match, and I think they really discovered that A wasn't the way to go. They had quite a few failed plays towards A. They got loads of opportunities on middle, and it really seemed they seemed to identify this and play with that a lot. So really well played to them, and we will have a quick break now as we go into the second map and get that all set up and ready. It will be overpass between myXMG and Flipside, and the winner of this match will play the winner of Hellraisers and Alternate to actually get that 5th qualifier spot for DreamHack. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in a moment.